There are 3 levels of business, and I'm asking today, which level is your business at? You may be wondering why I'm asking a question, but once you understand firstly what those 3 levels of business are, where your business is at, reflect on where you feel you are at the moment and where you're going, and then decide where you want to be, then that's where you're going to start to get some really amazing results in your business. I love to meet business owners who've got grand plans and ambitions. They know where they want to be, they know when they want to retire and what they want to do when they retire. They know whether they want to sell the business, whether they want to franchise their business, whether they want to get a general manager in and take a passive income. They know whether they want to set up another business afterwards or whether they just want to kick back and enjoy retirement. Meeting business owners like that is great, and the reason for that is because they've got big goals. They've got some real ambitions, they're shooting somewhere, and it makes such a difference when you're talking to a business owner who really got some great ideas and a bit of fire in their belly. These business owners, they're great at what they do, but they know that they're not going to be trapped in their business forever. They know how to go through the steps to give them the financial freedom and the freedom of time to do what they want when they want in the future. So let's start talking about those 3 levels of business. So level 1, entry level, this is when you start out in business, and it's probably you and maybe 1 or 2 other people in the business, and you are working every hour you physically can. It's hard work. When you're running around pushing all the time, working every hour you possibly can, you're trying to do multiple different jobs. You're the managing director, the sales director, the operations director, the finance director, and you're trying to keep everything together. Those days where you're pushing yourself and you're getting results, but you're pushing really, really hard. That's your level 1 business. So your level 1 business is like a seesaw. It's always moving from one to another. We've got too much work and then we haven't got enough work, and then we've got too much work, we haven't got enough work. That means that cash flow is always a problem. It's always a challenge. You're worrying how you're going to pay your team at the end of the month. If you're in this position, don't worry, have faith. We're going to get you moving through that onto the next level. And then your level 2 business. So your level 2 business is almost like a roundabout. You're just going round and around and around, and you probably come in at 6 o'clock in the morning and then you probably shoot out at 9 o'clock in the evening. This kind of business takes up a lot of your time. It's still quite demanding. It's working, but only if you're pushing. So if you take a step back, if you take a day off or you're not feeling well, everything in the business slows down, even though you've got team working there when you're not there. There's never quite enough cash in the business. Even though we've got past the real nail-biting cash flow problems from the level 1 business, there's never quite a surplus of cash in the business. So it's always a little bit of a concern, and you're always having to push and move forward. Quite often business owners who've got their business at level 2, they've recruited somebody and it hasn't gone well, or they've had some issues and they've been burnt a couple of times, and they're quite nervous about pushing the business forward to the next level, feeling that what it's going to do is it's just going to exacerbate the problems that they've experienced previously. In this instance, what we need to do is going to push you through that, take you to a level 3 business. So your level 3 business, this is like a rocket. This is when everything starts to take off. This is finally when you get to the ActionCOACH definition of a business, which is a successful, profitable enterprise that works without you. Once your business is working without you, you've got a surplus cash in the business. You're looking at investments. You know where you want to put your money, when you want to put your money and invest. You've got surplus cash, you've got time, and you've got freedom, you've got flexibility in your business. This is where business comes together, and at this level 3 is why you went into business in the first place. It's not more painful here. We've set up systems and processes to make things easier for you, and so you can take time out of the business. You can go on a 2-week holiday and not take your phone easily. You can go away for longer than that if you want to, and you've got that flexibility, that freedom, and that calm as well. So that level 3 business is what we're aiming for every single time. Once you've got that level 3 business, that's when you can start making decisions, and you've got choice. You've got choice of whether you're there every day or whether you're there just 2 days a week. You've got that freedom, that flexibility. You can decide if you're going to take time out for a sabbatical and you're going to go and travel around Africa, or whether you're going to devote your time to a charitable cause that you've always wanted to be able to support. This is when you finally have choice and flexibility. You've got financial freedom. You've got freedom of time, you've got freedom of choice. So how do we get you to a level 3 business? So just a few things that we start to look at. We start to look at how we can really maximize your time and make you really, really efficient with your time. All sorts of tips and tricks and techniques that we can work on together to make sure that you get to that level. We're going to look at where you spend your time and what you stop spending your time on. We're going to start investing time in planning. I can never overemphasize the value in investing time in planning, looking at what you do want to do, but just as importantly, what you're not going to do. Looking at those things that that you procrastinate over and the areas that you don't like working on? Are they things that are really, really valuable? Can we tie that nasty job into your long-term goals? Or do we find the right team member to delegate to? And then looking at your time, we're going to look at whether you choose to watch television or whether you're going to read a personal development book or whether you're going to invest your time in a seminar or a webinar or going to an amazing event, for example. And then we're going to look at your team, the people around you, making sure you've got the right people in the right places so that you can take time out of the business, safe and secure in the knowledge that they're going to look after everything and push your business forward without you. So look at where your business is now. Are you at level 1, level 2, level 3? Look at where you want to take your business, look at where you want to be, and then we'll look together at how we take you from where you are to where you want to be. So I'm Caryn Dunlop. Hope you find that valuable. Please do get in touch. I look forward to hearing from you.